Previously on MCC. And this time we are discussing the role of a wife.
The only thing God ever created that he said was bad by itself was a man. And so he created somebody, and that word help me, he created somebody to complete him. To make that creation good, to enhance him. And so that's the first thing. The wives need to understand that they are that important. Without them, the husband is not all that he ought to be. That's the first thing that wives should understand, and I guess husbands should too. But then that there has to be an established order. God is a God of order, and so that's why then one has to submit. Contrary to what we have seen and been a part of, marriage is not supposed to be filled with a lot of arguing and back and forth and power struggles. There is a set order God put in place, and when we do it right, things work out right. They work out for the best. That's why in the passage that Darnisha read earlier, before Paul, who is the author, gets into the role of the husband and the wife, he says that husbands and wives should submit to one another. Well, how do you submit to one another? Because when you understand the word submit means to fulfill your role, basically, or get in line, get in your place, get in your spot, then the husband does what he's supposed to do, the wife does what she's supposed to do. The marriage works like it's supposed to. Okay? So it does not, and I don't know how to begin to undo the thought of submitting having this bad connotation. And of course, I'm not just talking about in the world, I'm talking about in the church. Because that's where I hear most of the time, well, if he blah, 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 I will submit. Well, that then cancels out then some of the promise that God has for the wife. Because God didn't say submit if he said submit. And blessing, the principle of Scripture, blessing is tied to submission. There are blessings tied to submission. Okay? And so it's human nature, I believe it's human nature to fight against submission. That's why we rebel, that's why we sin. We're born with a nature that doesn't want to submit.
All right, well, that was a good discussion, I believe. So if you would, please like, share, put your comments down, and we love to hear from you on any topics that you may think we should discuss. We will see you next week.